I want to be upfront about who I am and who I'm not. I don't consider myself an advocate or an activist. What I am is a filmmaker and a writer. I spent more than a decade working as a journalist. I ask questions. How do you define American? A question that strikes at the heart of our conversation about immigration in America. Immigration, above all, is about stories. So here's my abbreviated story. I am in America because of the sacrifices of my family. My mother gave me up to give me a better life. I arrived in the United States on August 3rd, 1993. Then when I was 16, 4 years later, I found out that I didn't fit in legally. And you should know that to be an undocumented person in America is to be obsessed with documents. And that's the fake green card that my grandfather bought $4,000 to get me here. And the turning point for me, interestingly enough, was with Mark Zuckerberg. And at one point, Mark actually turned the tables on me, and he started asking me questions. And he asked me the question that really stumped me. And the question is really as simple as, where are you from? Where I was from is lying about a big part of who I am and how I got here, while working as a journalist whose job it is to seek the truth as much the truth can be ascertained. So I wrote an article against the advice of about 35 lawyers, 4,000 words admitting to everything I did to survive in America. I used to be the ones asking questions. Now I ask questions and get asked questions. And to me, the questions that I get asked underscore the fact that immigration is really the most controversial yet least understood issue in America. And to me, this answers to the point that we cannot have a conversation about immigration and migration to this country without discussing U.S. foreign policy and U.S. economic policies and what they have to do with migration patterns. Why are people here? Well, guess what? We are here because you were there. As far as I'm concerned, we are living in what I call the age of intersectionality, the era of empathy. My equality is tied to your equality. My equality is tied to your equality. You don't have to be gay to fight for LGBT rights. You don't have to be a woman to be a feminist. You don't have to be an immigrant or undocumented to care about immigrant rights. This is a marriage, you and I. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? There are 1.7 million Texans who are undocumented in the state, who contribute billions of dollars to your economy. They're your neighbors, they're your friends, they go to the same church with you, they go to the same school with you, we're here. So tomorrow, I'm gonna fly out here. I don't have any more IDs. They took my driver's license away. So my only pieces of ID is my Filipino passport that doesn't have a visa. It's only an ID, so when I show it to the TSA, they can let me in. But if they flip it around and it doesn't see a visa, they can actually detain me. But since I look like this, nobody ever thinks I'm Jose Antonio Vargas, so they just keep letting me in. The other one is the Declaration of Independence that I've had since 2003. And you know, when I first read this when I was in middle school, when it said in this thing, in this glorious piece of document, right, that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, I actually think it referred to me. So we need your help. We need you to stay awake. And we can't afford for you to be silent. So please get involved. Thank you.